My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to the video game. It's called Cryptmaster and we're in the Isle of Rumpus, heading up towards the god Issss. Of course, we'll need to figure out exactly what they are the god of. Ooh. Jewel Tooth? I can catch that. I'd like the H, actually, if you'll give that to me. Thank you. Oh. No. I can't use the S in here. Would have been trash, I was considering possibly for Jorah. D. D is probably the most useful here for him. That's outside of the vowels. Yeah, the only person who has a D is the only person who I knew had a D already in that position, too. What's any G or D letters and your name is Bunny? Nibble. That'll work. Wait, hang on. Nibble punishes the letter N, right? It does, unfortunately. We're out of time to do it. I'm gonna have to boot, I guess. Buy myself some time. I can't fjord and murder, because murder will be blocked. I'm gonna yell and boot. Unfortunately, that means Nibble is no longer an insta-kill. And it misses! Sim, what have you got for us? Frenzy. And then Joro, you can do 2 damage. The enemy gets back up and moves closer to us while we're paused. Interesting. Sweep. Nope, can't use that here. Cleave. That'll do. B. Actually, I haven't taken a Y in a while. Nope. Nothing immediately leaps to mind there, but that's fair. Red worm. I don't want to do too many fights in this area, especially because I took some damage there. So I don't know how many fights I would even really be able to take. Speaking, I still have to do that.
Come on, then.
It's never behind you, wherever you've been. It's always in front of you, and yet can't be seen.
Future.
Yes.
Eyesight. Oh. I feel like Mazda's gonna be a musical term that I'm not familiar with, like Alimente or something. Eyesight, can't type that in this room, unfortunately. Despite knowing exactly what goes there. Oh! Oh, got a type. S for chest.
Okay.
Look.
What does that mean?
I'm so sorry. I meant look.
It looks just...
That's not gonna help.
It's just a sort of lump.
Okay. Taste.
If I can pick it up, then... Ugh, no.
Can't pick it up. Coal, maybe? It's a lump of iron? Is it iron? Remember.
I might have used this once.
How little information do you want to give me? Smell it.
It smells quite nice, actually. Rather... I've dropped it. All right, that's enough fooling around. What's it called?
It's a nice smelling lump that you might have used once. Why don't you tell me what it's called? Incense. It's wax. It's fat. It's ickle. It's mound of flour. It's potpourri. It is Glade air freshener. It is Axe body spray. It is so apt because you dropped it.
Oh, soap. Yes, that's what it's called.
Got him. Alleviate. And yeah, it's definitely trash or crash, which is what I would have guessed. I want to get out of this room so that I can actually go and guess my S letters without, you know, having to pay for them as well. I'd love to do that. I know, it's gonna be, is it destination? It can't be destination, not enough letters. I still don't know Nix's, to be fair. The rest of them, absolutely. I'm certain. Certain of the 9 realms. Let me take some of these vowels now. That's a T. That's not a vowel. Also, not gonna give me any of these. Oh, there's another mime tail I see. Already had the valet. Whoops. I really don't want to leave and come back. That to me would be disaster. I suppose I will just go and kill them.
You'll have to forgive my acolytes. They're kind of jealous, you know. Naughty things. They want me all for themselves. Say, you're awfully keen to come up and see me. I wonder what it is you want,
Audience.
Actually, let me fix that question up a little. I don't mean what do you want right now, or what do you want from me. I mean, what do you want? What is it that you desire?
Knowledge and contentedness. Knowledge?
Well, that's a new one for me. I never had anybody ask for that before. Oh, each to their own, I suppose.
Seems like a common thing to ask a god for.
Anyway, I can't actually grant this
Why did you
request
ask then?
anymore. I just like to ask.
Oh, okay.
I like to, you know, tickle your fancy where I can. Now, there's nothing much more to see this way, but feel free to hang around and soak in the atmosphere.
I'll do so further into the sanctum. No, I still can't use the... Okay, I can't abide this. Look, I can just walk through this dungeon again in the future if I need to. I'm teleporting out. I'm going back to Pantry. I'm getting all of my words.
What do
It's not trash, it's crash. Eyesight, it's alleviate. Designation. We're sure it's not domination? I'm so narrowly focused on domination there that I'm actually finding it difficult to think of other words. It can't be domination, obviously. It's an O. It is already in the letter. It's not in the position it needed to be. So, what does that make it? Domination, domination, domination. It definitely ends in nation. Starts in D. That's a lot. That's a lot of information. Damp nation? No. Door nation? Why would it be? Also, no O's. Boy. And I could still be in here. E-U-O-A. Cool. Okay, there's only one more vowel in this, and it's an I. Yeah, it's not even a Y. Y wouldn't be in this. Y can't be in this. Y is already taken out of this position. So that means that we're like diminution would be to make smaller, right? Dilination? Digination. Oh, hell yeah, that's where all the Digimon hang it. No? Okay, It could be D and then a consonant and then an I. I'm thinking it's D-I something I nation. Dilination, dinination, divination. Divination! You know how I figured that out? It just came to me. 35, divination, cool, got that down. In fact, you know what? This is beautiful. I just finished my page on the spreadsheet here, the notepad here I'm using. So now that everyone has a completely new slate, I can just write their new slate. Woohoo! So 15, 15, 5, so you are working on your 36th now, Joro. Well done. Sync, 15, 15, that's another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another 1 means you're working on your 42nd. 37th for Maz. And then next. Okay, so Joro's really caught up. Hell yeah, well done, Joro. And Nix, you are working on your 38th. Excellent. Let's go heal, and then we can go back into the dungeon. And we can go better. You know?
Hello? Yeah.
Altar. And then Rumbus. Don't tell me there's someone there to fight me. I just killed him recently. They should still be dead. They should be too dead to fight me. And it looks like they will be. Yeah, hey.
Remember what she said. Don't hiss.
I wouldn't want to anyway. That letter be forbidden to my kind. Oh, I can't type that. Dang, drat. Bugger? That'll do for now. I apologize, and I'm spelling it in the American way, so that's a Z at the very end, for keeping it going, but I find it to be quite a fun challenge. Ooh.
Do you know what was the worst thing about being a deity of desire? It was being beholden to people. Desire is nothing without a subject and an object. The objects were fine, but the subjects... These days, I'd much rather consume a supplicant than convert them. Let me show you what I mean.
I believe you are the god of cannibalism. I'm just gonna guess that. Damn it. I tried. It doesn't fit there. Okay, Fjord, urchin, sing, murder. You are the god of something? I don't know what that is, actually. Cleave. Crabs. No! What? Something something PI, is it? I need to figure this out before I go back, I think. It's not exuration. Perspiration? No. Us-ation? It does seem like it ends in Asian. You don't like people and you don't like what they like. Oh, man. Boy. Issss? Is Issss useful in this position? No. Distract. I think it's frenzy. Flirtation.
You're booked.
I'll take the S. Unfortunately, might as well not have seen that. Oh no, boo-boo! I can't complete this fight! Oh, I need to run away! Subdue? But then you'll still hit Nyx. No! Don't let me wipe! I can't run away. I can't literally just leave. Okay, I don't really have anything I can do about that then. Locked. I got all my letters back. And you're just gonna hit me. Do I have free attacks? I do have a free attack and hit, but that's free in terms of souls, not free in terms of effect. Kick back. Sweet. Oh, sweet, but I can't do it to you? Yeah, okay, I'm definitely dead. Lucky. I should probably just stop trying. Kill me! SSSS. I didn't want to die. It wasn't my intent. However, I don't think that does... I don't think that changes anything. I believe we still saved after taking them out. Let's confirm this by going and seeing if they are in the West Library. Appropriately locked up and ready for Countess Ulara. That is the truth. Hello.
Well, hi. I think we may have gotten off to a bad start when we first met. Why don't we pass the time with a little game of cards?
Yes. Love to.
Wonderful. Well, shall we?
I see an A, I see a Y, I do not see an N or a P. This doesn't actually seem like that good of a hand for us. I'm gonna take the Y and the L at the same time. B is nice, I guess, for Head Butler. N is already on the board naturally at the moment, so I don't need to get that in this way. I really want one of the random ones to come with an E. That would be ideal for me. obviously completes I. A's in a really tough position. It's not actually useful to do. I'm not at all impressed by these letters. I'll take an A because it's still useful, but... Woof. Desperately looking for the letter P
There you are.
E and seeing neither of them. X is also only next to letters that don't matter for anyone else, but Klaxo can get that. Well, there's the P for pain, at least. I can take that and L at the same time, doing a reasonable amount of damage. And that's 2 base damage to all of the cards in hand. There's the E for I as well. Great. And I can take that and an H at the same time in order to have Head Butler move forward.
Touche.
That randomizes the letter line, giving us more options. There's a K there again. Still no O for Klaxo, unfortunately. Flap, there's an L and an A next to one another for the sake of Flap, and Head Butler doing a lot of damage with, in fact, that'll be the enemy down. There's an L and an A in every name on the board.
Ow, good one. Oh, you won! So, like, do you take a drink or do, like, I take a drink?
Both of us. Simultaneously, and then a couple more. There's a crown carved into the mantelpiece here. Doubts. Light.
Light? You're not making any sense.
Respect.
Respect? I don't know what you mean.
Find out what it means to me. It is honor. Alright then. We'll move onwards. Maybe I move back to the original crypticism that mentions that and see if there's any additional information in there for me. Maybe see if it's changed? Is it possible that the crypticism didn't, you know, like mark itself, but has alternated in some fashion, has marked my success? Which of these is it? Not this one. Also, maybe I'm supposed to enter the result.
Nice try, but I'm afraid you may.
Bovine idiot. It's the bovine idiot. At the regal open fire, give the implied command. Carve?
Do what? Carve? No,
Where?
that won't help.
Where?
Do what?
Crown.
Where? No, that won't. Crown?
The implied command. Mantle? For mantelpiece, but it's not spelled that way. The implied command at the regal open fire. Regal open fire. It's the crown on top of the open fire. It's absolutely that. Give the implied command. What is the command implied by? It is a fireplace. Place?
Place?
It is a chimney. Sweep? Maybe it is. I go sweep the chimney. And then it'll tell me something, and then I can do that. I just need to know the way in which I actually interact with these. Am I interacting with them? I find them out in the open world, then I gotta do something there, and then I gotta come back and I gotta give them the result of having done something there. Or do I just need to figure out the riddle and then input it in the crypticisms area exclusively by itself? I'm just like, this is like observe the environment and then the other is do things. The implied commands. So I know Joro has a skill called Sweep. Is it possible that all of these are skills that we need to do that are related in some way? Sweep? Nope, that doesn't seem to be it. All right. It evades me yet. That's fine. I'll figure it out. However, first, it's time to tell Ulara the good news. Your library is complete, madam.
Well, it seems you have found all 4 gods, and they are safely catalogued, just as they should be. Each in their place, neat and tidy. Every book has its nook. I said I'd help you go up, and I will. The stairs to my rooftop observatory have long since collapsed, but I trust you can get there now that you know what it's called. Observatory. There. Now then, it is unfortunate that you can't stay for luncheon, but I am rather in the mood for a little light conversation. What should we discuss?
Outer.
Oh, I could tell you some stories about that old goat. He claims to be pure when he is anything but pure. I suppose I do admire him a little.
Tell me about Shalia.
What I wouldn't give to have her book for my collection. It would be most illuminating.
I'm gonna leave for the moment.
Goodbye.
Observatory. Take me there.
What are you mumbling about now?
Cave flies. They're tasty. Nothing really to note or spot in the distance, it doesn't look like. Next stage up, let's go!
Up we go again. I rather enjoyed that. The Countess was lovely, wasn't she? Charming lady. I only wish you'd been a bit more forthcoming with your conversation, mumbling one word at a time. She must have thought we were idiots. And what about that Klaxo? What was that joke he told? My dog's got no nose. How does it smell? It can't. It's got no nose. Classic.
Admittedly, I do like an anti-joke.
Now, we've got a big task ahead of us, you know. It seems we'll need to pass through Shalia's seal to reach the city. The seal keeps the dead from rising, but the growing power of my soul stone should see us through. Even better, if we smash the seal, the whole Underland may rise with us. After such a long night, what a lovely day that would be.
Welcome to the Downward. Hello, Orthos.
Aha! I say! You don't look like paladins to me. Yes, you're not paladins at all. You're something altogether more interesting. Tell me, do you know who I am?
Orthos! I saw it above your head.
Yes, Just as I said, you are interesting. I am Orthos, the one they call the Spellmaster. Once, I was the greatest mage in all the city, you know. When the council of mages convened in the high tower and our beards met in the middle of the great table, I was the one whose words carried the most weight. Now, alas, I must eke out my autumn years here in the Downwood, far from the scenes of my former triumph. I was betrayed, you know, maligned and betrayed, but that is a story for another page. The only comfort that remains to me is the writing of my life's most singular achievement, a history of the city to be told in all its gory glory, nary a chapter skipped, nor a line excised. But I fear my own final word shall be writ long ere I complete it. More spoiled pages have gone down this blasted well than have been fit to keep.
I see.
Now, you happen to have caught me in a loquacious mood. Is there anything you'd like to discuss?
Yes, I've been finding the pages of these as fragments.
Unusually, I have nothing to say about that.
Really? Pages?
You've seen some of my discarded pages already, have you? No, I don't want them back. Why do you think I threw them away?
Alright, do you want to talk about Otto?
Oh, the High Priest. They call him the Deathless One, and say that Shalia has granted him eternal life. But I know a secret. He has already died. He has no soul, you see. He is but an empty vessel, unbound by the laws of the living. What happened to his soul? Or where it is now? Well, that's more than I can say.
I wonder if maybe Cryptmaster is the soul of Aldo, and we'll see Aldo's like resurrected corpse up there, and then like we have to unify them using the soul stone. Like, I'm seeing pieces come together here. Why don't you tell me something about Joro?
The warrior of the Great Waste? Did you know he was once an enemy of the city's first people? A mighty warlord from the Southlands? But when the Horned King rose, he joined forces with his former enemies and died in the service of all people. A great man, by all accounts.
What about Sin?
That is not a word for which I bear...
Sorry, that typed out synergy, Sin.
Oh, the Grey Lady. The thieves of the city still revere her greatly. It must be lovely for them to have a thief who was also a legendary hero. Validates their whole profession.
Maz?
They called him Maz the Melodious, you know. He was said to have had the voice of a Cantarian songbird. Unfortunately, we no longer know what Cantarian songbirds sounded like, because Maz ate the last one. He was something of a gourmet by all accounts.
Finally, tell us about Nyx.
Ah, the Sea Witch. Hers was an untutored kind of sorcery, not like the mannered spellcasting we practice today. I don't mean to be prurient, but they say she learned much of it in the bedchamber. She numbered 13 demons, 2 dragons, and an eldritch monstrosity amongst her consorts.
Sick. Great work, Nyx. Why don't you tell us about the Cryptmaster?
How interesting you should say that. I have heard tales of a necromancer who dwells deep down in the city's dungeon heart, who sometimes uses that name.
What about Ulara?
Oh, you've heard of her, have you? I wrote a whole chapter of my book about that infamous dame. They used to say there was no depth to which she would not stoop, but that she stooped so gracefully you could hardly see her move.
It's a very floral way to describe someone. Nice. Vitus?
I knew Vitus when he was little more than a ragged busker. He was exiled for meddling with the dark arts, using that charmed flute of his to sway the feeble-minded. Called himself an influencer. Ha! Good riddance to him, I say.
Do you have anything to say about Goggo?
Old King Toad. Back in the morning of the world, he was a trickster, a spry and lively fellow. I have personally collected stories of his exploits from across all the known kingdoms. Nobody has seen him for years, but his toadmen haunt the deeper levels.
I see, so the deeper things are, the less people know anything at all about them. Do you know anything about Fink?
Oh, yes. I met that little reprobate on one of my rare trips downwards. He was hanging in a cage, but when I offered to free him, he asked me how I could be so sure which side of the bars was inside and which was outside. He claimed that he was outside the cage, and the rest of the world was inside it. Ha!
This is actually quite an interesting discussion. Anyone else? Soulstone?
That is not a word I care to discuss.
Well, Downward. Why don't you tell me about Downward?
Look around. It's all downside up. A frightful place for a once respected mage to spend his autumn years.
Why don't you tell me about Pantry below, though?
Pantry Town, you say? Never heard of it.
So you managed to go down, but past that sunken sea? Sunken?
Unusually, I have nothing to say about that.
Well, I don't think I have much else to say to you about
Ta-ta.
anything. At least for the moment, as I do believe... where are we? Where's the fragments? Ah, fragments here. Cool.
Then did they see the Horned King
is your
riding
voice.
at the head of his undead armies, a fearsome sight to behold. It is said that his demonic steed had the tail of a scorpion, the body of a lion, the head of a different lion, and the feet of a man.
So I wonder if I go through these fragments, if I'll be able to find...
These glutinous blocks are
Information
cubes
that
of
is
seemingly
worth-
sentient matter,
I'm gonna
which
cut them
dwell
off.
far beneath. The city was once home to at least 700 gods, but Shalia, the goddess of life,
Shalia.
abides no equal.
Basically, I'm just looking for keywords that I might want to ask
you're-
him about. Shalia.
The great goddess of life, she shines on the realms of the living and gives nothing to those of us who must crouch in the darkness. And of course she only speaks through that hypocrite Aldo. Or at least that's what he claims.
Interesting. Getting a little bit more information about the world. I'll leave for a second.
Until next time,
I'm gonna read a quick fragment, though. On Exo.
this was the Second War of Succession. And it ended when the Coven of 13, disciples of the Sea Witch, the crimes of which she was accused include tax evasion, gambling. So the heroes lay dead amongst the awful
Horned
corpse
King. I
of the
wonder if I can
Horned
ask
King.
Horned.
Mortal foes, married together in a dreadful melange. Aldo then called upon the power of the goddess Shalia to lay a great seal
I'm
over
gonna
the
ask him about
city's
Underland
foundation.
and City.
The Underland. You're back. That is not a word for which I bear.
Okay, City?
Ah, the city. I miss her, you know. I was always an urbane creature. I was never made for subterranean life.
I have heard your voice for a millisecond, and I know that. Don't worry. We'll leave.
Fare you well, gentle friends.
Fairly well.
Once the granaries were recaptured, the paladins pressed their advantage and drove the rats. So it was that in that hour
Agda.
of need, a young and humble peasant girl called Agda stepped shyly forward from the crowd. Joro the warrior, Sin the thief, Maz the bard, Nix the wind. As the city grew, it built over itself time and again, pressing down the poorer areas at its base under the weight of the new growth, forcing history.
Alright, let's ask about Actor.
Oh, it's my friend.
I'm gonna also ask Lara about
Oh,
Actor.
poor humble child. They say she went meekly as a lamb to her death. Surely one of our city's most poignant moments. Ta-ta.
Actually, before I leave, let me talk to you about
Ah, you again. Ah, you're going up, are you?
Yeah.
Well, first you'll need to convince the Idor that you're paladins. Be much easier if you look like paladins. Well, I might be able to assist you with that, but of course, you'll have to ask nicely. What's the magic word?
Zam. Zam? What is it? Zam. Abra? Kerdab? Please.
Indeed, manners cost nothing, and that word unlocks more doors than a good many far more magical ones ever could. Now, if you want me to help you, you're going to have to trust me. You're going to have to give me some very important words. Tell me, what are your names?
Joro? Joron?
No, that's not one of your names.
It is!
I know a false word when I hear it. Until next...
I see. Well, you know what? There actually seems to be a lot more to this conversation. I've also got to play cards with this guy before I head out of this area, and we're also 40 minutes in, so I'm going to say that I'm going to do that at the top of the next episode. Until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Cryptmaster. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of Game Past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, and above the thank you, a special thanks to this episode to Disney Mir. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.